Morning, congratulations to you and your guys. Quite a game with between the Tribe and North Carolina A&T, and you guys rallied for a 38-34 win. What did you like about the way your guys played?
Yeah, I like the resiliency of our guys. Someone reminded me this was the second game this season at halftime. We went down. We were down by double digits and had a chance to come back and then win the game. So it takes a certain amount of resiliency, of toughness, and just overcoming the adversity. And so I was proud of the guys and the way we responded, stayed together as a team. The plays that were made, the individual efforts, the adjustments, coaches made. But it was really good to see a football game that was back and forth that you come out on top of, and I think that was indicative of the kind of guys that we have, this year's team, young guys, but at the same time, guys that are playing. We had like eight guys that were starters in some capacity that didn't play this game, and so there were a lot of younger players that had to step up and play, and just thankfully the sum total of what we had that played in this game was enough. And so we're looking forward to this bye that's coming up, get some guys healed to come back, and then have another home game as we go forth. But again, I just thought it was a really gutsy game that the guys played well, particularly the second half, and the fourth quarter was outstanding. They were playmakers, long runs, long passes, big stops, all those things. So we're really pleased about the outcome for sure.
Question for you this morning from Marty. Go ahead, Marty.
Good morning, Coach.
Morning.
First talk about Raymond's performance. Hughes gave you another big game rushing, but Raymond had the big game from running back, which you haven't had a lot. How big is that for y'all moving forward to, have both of those elements in your running game?
Yeah, it's huge when you can have, outside inside zone guy that can go the distance like that, but also you have a quarterback like Tyler Hughes that offer those types of things, the read plays and RPOs that can also pull the ball down and go. He demonstrated that on the 4th and 2, the touchdown run that he had. So, but Rashad has done a really good job of being an older player, veteran, downhill runner, tough, aggressive, get extra yards. Scored the go-ahead touchdown as well. So, but like I said, he's done a really good job of just assimilating into the culture, accepts his role, and has become one of the team leaders. And so we look forward to him, going down the second half of the season to have having good games like that.
You talked about young guys who've had to move in for the starters. Who are one or two that have done so? More than once for you recently that you see bigger things ahead?
Yeah, Trayvon Cannon, the corner, we call him Speedy. He started, true freshman over there, starting and playing and actually did a really good job. When you have a guy that just says, "Hey, coach, I love playing." He's a product of Maury High School. We got several players on our team that are from Maury High School. They've done a really good job, for us. We've had some young receivers that had to play. We had some guys out that were there, Kai Austin and a couple others. So Hayden Mullins, young player that tight end that does a great job blocking, very, very physical. Put him on special teams aspects as well. So, you're at the point where these guys, they want to play. And this upcoming bye week, I know Rob stealing a little bit of your question beforehand, but we will give those guys an opportunity to get ready, to get our systems down, take care of ourselves first, but at the same time get guys in the mix because you're going down the second half of the season. You're going to need everybody, and so those names that I mentioned plus a few others are going to get the opportunities to show it in practice here, and then also as the games start to come up, have opportunities to go in and play.
Who else from Maury is either seeing some time for you or on the cusp of seeing some time?
Well, one of the guys that didn't play was Ratliff didn't play this game, starting safety, and that makes it tough. When you're the guy that's the head of the secondary back there that can make those calls and things like that. Give you give you a heads up. But we were able to get guys in there that could make those calls and get us lined up. One of our running back, we call him Fat Man for Maury. He hasn't played as of yet, but he's one of those guys that through this week of practicing and having opportunities as a freshman to play at least 4 games, that would be a surprise not to see him. So very well represented by the in-state group of kids that play, but also represented by a guy like Luke Banbury, who had an outstanding game as well. Guys like that, Harrison Daly, Harrison, did a great job there, and we want to make sure that as we start to go into the second half of the season, that we also get commensurate reps with guys that can also help us win games. Whether it's a personnel grouping or whatever it might be, but there's a team buy-in right now that's going on right now, Marty. Guys accept their roles, the plays that they play, the units that they may be on, special teams units or whatever it is. Dobler blocked we blocked a punt. He scooped and scored. He's done that before as well. So guys are accepting their role and getting after. We're going to need all of that going down the second half of the season.
And I guess Banbury's tackle's about as big a play as you've had all year.
Yeah, I mean, fourth and goal, and we had guys on coverage, but obviously the quarterback saw that he probably could get to the edge right there, and Luke did a great job closing and making that tackle before he got in. And I think offensively, with 2-something left on the game, being able to run the clock out, and that's what it's all about. All the elements working together to seal a victory. So very happy for him. But very happy for our team as we're 3-0 at home right now. We got a bye week, and then we're going to play a really tough team, Elon, 2 weeks from now for our homecoming.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Marty.
Mike, I want to touch on a couple of things you mentioned. One is on the resiliency on the offense. Every time it seemed like you got down, you got big plays, like explosive plays, not only the punt, but the 2-play 95-yard drive with Rashad and then Sean McElwain, the 76-yard pass coming out of the locker room to Armand, and then Tyler's big run. How big was that for you to be able to get those kind of explosives?
Yeah, it's huge. And you look at the players. So one was a running back, inside zone. One was a quarterback, on a quarterback keeper. One was a wide receiver, Armand, and another one was a tight end. So the elements of having those kind of the different position groups to make those big plays, it makes it easier, but also makes the opportunities to win games, close games, makes those things important. So when you have, and all of the 4 of those guys are really good players as well. So we got to continue to keep doing that, to be versatile on our offense in terms of the explosive plays that are made, and give the ball to guys that can make it happen like that. And those 4 guys definitely can.
And then defensively, I know 34 points is probably more than you'd like to be giving up, but you guys didn't allow any in the last 20 minutes to kind of make that comeback happen. And the goal line stand was obviously big at the end. But what changed there over that last quarter and a half there?
Yeah, just obviously some of the things you look at, and guys get fitting in the right gaps and things like that. I mean, you play teams, they're allowed to have film too. They make game plans up, and they see things that you're impacted by. And we just got to do a better job, like I said at the beginning of it, making sure there's the right fits. One thing that I was proud about was the fact that they got down in the red zone area a couple of times after a muff punt and a fumble. Defense, held them to a field goal as opposed to a touchdown. So there are some elements you're right about points scored, but at the same time, the ability to respond in a way that you want defensively, particularly that second half, which I thought was pretty good, and led by a guy like Luke, doing an outstanding job.
All right, Mike, thanks so much for the time here today. Enjoy that bye week.